What's up, guys? Bang, bang, lunch money time while Wall Street's trying to get rich. The rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. I'm here with Polina. Forget the rest of her name, just Polina. That's it. She's going to take over that word. And I don't know what is going on here. I've got a forest growing out of my head. I told you guys when I got this haircut, it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and I can't keep it down. Whatever. We're just going to go with it. I look like an idiot with it. Showered, doesn't matter.
You
Still
gotta
just
get
stays
yourself
there.
some gel and hairspray.
No, I just need to go get a real haircut, like a regular haircut, not a crazy haircut. Don't forget that Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi. BlockFi has a interest-bearing account where you can earn 8.6% APY. Why does that matter? Because in your checking, in your savings account, you can earn like 3 basis points or 5 basis points. That's like 0.03% or 0.05%. But with BlockFi, you can earn 8.6%. Polina is over here yawning. That's not good. But don't worry. 8.6% APY in an interest-bearing account. There's risk, but I'm an investor. I did my diligence. I like it. I'm a user. You should go use the product. Check out blockfi.com/pomp.
JP Morgan Chase, the CEO, Jamie Dimon, said he's not against higher taxes on the rich, but a wealth tax is not the way to do it. He said it's almost impossible to do. This tax has been put forward in a proposal by several Democrats, and he said, I'm not against having a higher tax on the wealthy, but I think that you do that through their income as opposed to, calculate wealth, which becomes extremely complicated, legalistic, bureaucratic, regulatory, and people find a million ways around it. I would just tax income.
Makes a lot of sense. It's really, really hard to do the wealth tax. And
even Forbes struggles to do it. So,
well, they're trying to calculate wealth, so that's difficult, obviously.
Well, that's what they're going to try to do.
No, but it becomes difficult because what do you do in a situation? Let's say that I own a stock, for example, whether I bought it or I'm just like the founder of a company, and it appreciates significantly in price. So, for example, when they're like, oh, the richest people in America gained, $800 billion during the pandemic.
Yeah.
They didn't get $800 billion of cash. It's the stock prices all went up. So let's say at the end of this year, somebody, whether you're a kind of an average citizen or you're a billionaire, if your stock appreciated, at the end of the year, they say, okay, you owe us 20% of that money.
Okay.
But you don't have the cash. So what they would do is then they would force you to sell the stock in order to then go pay them, right? Because it's part of your net worth has gone up, but you didn't actually get the cash. With an income tax, you actually have the cash to pay.
Huh.
And so that's in a liquid market, you could sell the stock and kind of raise capital to do it. But then what happens if you're in a private situation? So let's say you bought a home, you own the home outright, so you've been able to pay off your home. It's by far your biggest asset that you own, and your house appreciates by $20,000 this year.
Okay.
Are they then going to tax you on the 20% gain of your house? You don't have the money. How do you pay? So the wealth tax is really, really hard to implement. And then what people can do is they can manipulate it in a million different ways. Whereas with income, it's straightforward. And so I think that he's dead on with this in terms of how to actually do it. But it goes back to, do you remember what we talked about? It's probably like June or July. Every single year for the last 6 fiscal years, the government has brought in record level of federal income tax revenue. So they keep collecting more, right? The income is going up, but the annual deficit that they're running is getting wider and wider and wider. So it's not a income problem. It's not a revenue problem, right? The government is collecting enough money. It's that we spend on the dumbest stuff in the world and we're super inefficient.
This is an interesting part. So Joe Biden has said that he would roll back most of Trump's multi-million-dollar tax cuts, which some reports said benefited businesses and higher income individuals the most. But Dimon said the president's tax policies are among some of the very good things that he's done for the U.S. economy. He explained that the U.S. has traditionally been a red tape society with a bureaucracy that slows down a lot of business. And he said, and I remind people, the world, when you slow down the economy, you're hurting the disadvantaged more than anybody else. So is that because they're not paying more taxes? So why are they being disadvantaged? Because the businesses are getting hurt and therefore the economy.
Look what happened when
inflation.
The pandemic happened and we stopped the economy. Who are the people who get hurt? The people who work service jobs and hourly wage workers. They're the ones who get fired first, right? Then they don't have access to capital. They can't pay their rent. Like there's all these issues because, again, what they're basically doing is almost think about it as they're basically running through life, right? It's kind of like the rat race. And when they're doing that, they don't have emergency funds if for some reason they lose their job or to pay rent. They can't take a month off from work, right? Because they need that paycheck. And so they're literally running basically a non-profitable business, if you think of it that way, right? Their income and their expenses barely match. And sometimes actually they run a deficit. That's where they get credit card debt, things like that. And so when you think through that, it's just you have to keep capital flowing to these people. What I honestly believe this, right? And this is not a political statement at all. As many people know, I hate both political parties. I just think that we spend an inordinate amount of money on dumb shit. That's the best way I can say it. The government. There was in one of the stimulus packages earlier this year, I, like a nerd, went and I read through some of it. And these things are, hundreds of pages. One of the things that was being debated and was a holdup to getting it approved at one point was whether they were going to approve $25 million for cleaning supplies for I think it was the Capitol building in Washington, D.C.
You need cleaning supplies.
You need cleaning supplies. You need $25 million worth? Come on. I know a lot of people that you could say, hey, we're going to go and we're going to clean this for 1 year, and we're going to pay you less than $25 million to do it. And you got to bring your own supplies. And they'll clean the shit out of the Capitol building, right? So it's just things like that are like the really easy things. And then when you get into all these organizations and you start to look at like how effective actually are they, it really varies. Like there's a lot of organizations we probably could get rid of and drastically reduce the federal spending and still be okay. That's what I think.
All right.
What's next?
So at his battery event yesterday, Elon Musk promised a $25,000 Tesla electric car that would be available in 3 years. And he said that it would be capable of driving fully autonomously. I mean, remember how yesterday you said he was like tampering expectations? I feel like this is pretty big.
Yes, but he says it's not going to be available for 3 years.
So?
Well, I think that's what he basically was when he tweeted out. He was just saying like, look, this is going to be exciting, but he was trying to set the expectation that like it's not actually going to get into production until 2022 or 2023. So it looks like that's basically what they are getting to. The crazy part is he's been saying this for a while that he was going to be able to do it. And
how much is a Tesla now?
Well, they start out very expensive. So his whole business model was sell like a really kind of aspirational sports car. So really high price point, great margins. It gave them the cash they needed to be able to build out the technology, et cetera. And then he started to come down in price point. I think the cheapest one you can buy now is around $50,000. Still pretty expensive for a car. If he can get this down to 25, again, like that's not the cheapest car, but it's way better than I think they started selling the original ones at like $100,000+.
Musk also announced that Tesla is taking orders now for a new 3-motor Tesla Model S with plaid mode, a version capable of producing 1,100 horsepower. This car will be able to go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in under 2 seconds and run a quarter-mile drag strip in 9 seconds, costing about $140,000.
Yeah, it's really crazy how he's been able to, from a market standpoint, like Lamborghini, Ferrari, right? I think it's Lamborghini's got this great line where they say, we don't do TV advertisements because our customers aren't sitting at home watching TV, right? So they're basically appealing to kind of the aspirational, wealthy.
So where are they running ads?
Well, they would never sell a car for $25,000 because it would ruin the brand, right? And so what Tesla's been able to do is sell both cars for high price points, $100,000, $140,000, and also now come out with a $25,000 car. It's really interesting how they can kind of navigate that and still keep that brand power.
Awesome.
Speaking of cars,
Carvana is a used car company. Stop it.
It's so ridiculous. Go ahead. Come on.
Carvana is a used car company, and it's a father and son team.
Ernie Garcia 2 and Ernie Garcia 3.
The third and the second.
You think they call each other EG2 and EG3?
No. So his son Garcia III is the company's CEO. Together, they're worth $21.4 billion. Shares of the company surged 31% on Tuesday after it projected record revenue and profit margins. The stock has rallied almost 150% this year as Americans have turned to buying household essentials and increasingly used cars online.
Every big purchase you make is now going online. Who would have thought 10 years ago that you'd buy a car online without ever seeing
It's
it,
crazy.
buy a home online without seeing it, sell your home to somebody like an Open Door? Everything's going online. Online
Carvana?
transactions are going to be the standard.
Carvana lets you choose from more than 19,000 cars and complete purchases in as little as 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you can buy like, you know, a coffee maker on the internet and then also a car. Just put it all in my cart.
3.9 billion in revenue last year. They sold 200,000 cars.
It's cool. You don't hear about these guys.
Yeah, well, trust me. Ernie Garcia 2 and Ernie Garcia 3 are going to the bank because they Billy boys. All right, what's next?
Digiday.
You like that terminology, Billy boy?
Are you going to make that sound you made yesterday again?
No.
Okay.
Come on.
Ah! That's what it was. Digiday editor-in-chief Brian Morrissey is leaving the company at the end of the month. Guess what he's leaving to do?
What?
Is the editor-in-chief of Digiday.
Go home and hang out with his kids.
Write a newsletter on the rebooting of media.
Is he going to do it on Substack?
Unclear, but probably.
Casey Newton just left The Verge and is going to Substack.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Oh, I did not know that.
Bang, bang.
Wow, that's big.
And I tweeted, I said, if software's eating the world, then Substack's eating the newsroom.
Wait, is software...
If software is eating the world, then Substack's eating the newsroom. It's a no-brainer for people to leave. If you're a reporter, why would you stay? Oh, okay, you have an editor. Sweet. You know how to write. You don't need an editor.
Well, you need an editor. A lot of these people need editors. Yes, you do. For the really, really good stuff. Like what I do is I sometimes email my friends who have been in journalism for a long time and I ask them to look it over. You can find ways around it, but I think hopefully in the future Substack offers something like that. That would be great.
All right, let's keep going. By the way, while she's transitioning on the pages, somebody called me a writer yesterday, and Polina and I lost it. We literally could not stop laughing because somebody's like, oh, yeah, he's such a good writer. And it was like, if you think I'm a writer, you lost. You confused. You lost in the sauce. You should like that? Lost in the sauce? Come on.
Mark Cuban, Mark Benioff, Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, and Uber CEO Dara
Khosrowshahi.
Yeah, are investing in toilet paper.
What?
Led by Greycroft, a who's who of celebrities, including all these people.
Russell Wilson, Ashton Kutcher.
All of them are investing $3 million into a new toilet paper brand called Cloud Paper. It's a toilet paper brand that's hoping to save the environment.
I mean, honestly, Cloud Paper sounds like that. You know, if you got to wipe your butt, it'd feel good.
It's one of several companies trying to get consumers to make the switch of bamboo-based toilet paper, but it may only be to get such high-profile investors to flush it with wads of cash. What a bad joke. So, yeah.
And I like it. One of their pages says, "We roll different." And that's pretty good.
So basically, toilet paper is a key contributing factor to climate change, according to statistics.
Well, deforestation is not toilet paper.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Deforestation, not toilet paper.
15% of deforestation is due to toilet paper production alone, and roughly 40,000 trees per year are cut down for U.S. consumers to wipe their butts.
It just says wipe up, but he added that.
I'll just be honest. All right, what's next?
So there's a zombie storm named Paulette that is regaining some strength, according to weird 2020 weather.
There's a zombie storm called Paulette. There's also a zombie monster I live with called Polina.
So, yeah, it's a zombie storm.
So what does that mean?
It's an unusual phenomenon, one that comes during an extremely busy hurricane season in a year that has been chock full of extremes.
Do you think we live in a simulation?
No.
I think
don't
that it could be
understand
possible.
Why isn't it defining what a zombie is?
Well, I think that just means that it's weird. I really do think that it's a zombie tropical storm. I really do think we could be living in a simulation. And somebody just they got drunk and they're like, watch this. It's kind of like when you're playing a video game and you're not trying to win the game anymore. You're just screwing around and just trying to hang out.
Who do you think the aliens are playing?
I don't know, but if you're trying to screw around, this would be hilarious, right? Oh, let's do a pandemic. Press a button, idiots, watch them react to this. Okay, here comes a zombie storm. Oh, let's put a meteor real close. Oh, let's find a T-Rex.
So So one of my friends tweeted and he said, "Oh my God, there's a meteor. Yeah, 4 million miles away." Except he did 4M miles, and I read that and I was like, "Oh my God, it's 4 miles away." I missed the M, and I was really nervous for a second, and then I saw the million. I was like, who cares?
You're not scared?
No.
I'm ready for the simulation.
What simulation are you?
You ever seen where they break out of the video game?
No.
I'm in there. Let's go. All right, what's next?
All right, your joke.
My joke? Oh, I got a great joke for you guys today. Nope, I got a great joke. Are you ready? I did some research last night, and when I searched for immature jokes, I was dying laughing all night. But I can't say most of them on this show because it's a kid's show, kids show. So, what's 6 inches long, 2 inches wide, and drives women wild? Huh? $100 bill. Don't get it. Don't be having any dirty minds out there. Just $100 bill.
Dumb. Okay, well.
You don't think that's funny?
Someone named Tyler had a great idea to do a This Day in History instead of jokes. So, today, in this day.
Tyler must be no fun.
Tyler's great.
Tyler, you don't like jokes?
No.
This isn't nerd.
This
isn't a nerd program.
He said it would be interesting.
All
the
right,
youngest girl to fly across the U.S. happened today in 1993. 11-year-old Vicky Van Meter lands in San Diego after her 3-day flight from Maine. The following year, she became the youngest female pilot to cross the Atlantic. Somebody is giving an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old the ability to fly. My
parents wouldn't even let me stay at home alone when I was 11 years old.
That sounds like I was staying home earlier than that.
Really?
Yeah.
When I was 11 years old, there was zero chance. My parents were still getting babysitters.
This happened until he was 23 years old.
No, seriously, I literally think I was like probably 13 years old, and me and all my brothers, my parents would like go out to like dinner or something. My parents would still get a babysitter. Yeah, there was no trust in it. Are you kidding me? Me at 11 alone at home, we would have set the place on fire.
I believe it.
That'd been wild.
Right.
At 11 years old to be.
Bang.
But a plane?
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
I mean, why do you want your kid to be such an overachiever? Just let him go be an idiot on the internet.
Maybe she liked flying.
Do you know what you like at 11?
Yes.
I don't know. I was just trying to get fat, eat bad food, play video games with my friends, and hope my parents didn't get me in trouble. All right, that's fine. Cool, whatever. Lunch money for today. Bang, bang. While she's trying to get rich, the rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. We'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll get a haircut.
Bang, bang. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Lunch Money as much as we did.
And don't forget, Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi, so go check them out. There's a link in the description that you can click on. I'm an investor, a user, and a huge fan. What?
You're a bigger fan of BlockFi than you are of me?
BlockFi is my second favorite thing in the world behind Polina. They've got 3 products. They can give you a US dollar loan. You can earn up to 8.6% interest on an interest-bearing account, or you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on their crypto exchange. I personally use the interest-bearing account. There's not very many places where you'll find up to 8.6% interest on a deposit in an interest-bearing account. Go do your own research. There's risk associated, but 8.6% is pretty compelling. So click on the link in the description. Say thanks to the folks at BlockFi. Subscribe to our channel. Like the video. Annoy Polina in the comments. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And be kind to your friends.